McCaffrey Farms here in the Eastern Plains of Colorado. Let's get to the video, but first be sure to subscribe to the channel if you're not already, and if you're enjoying the videos, be sure to drop a like on them, and if you got any questions or anything, drop them down in the comments, and be sure to hit the bell icon. They'll notify you when I post videos. Right now we are going to hook up to our tub grinder. Dad said he's been having some problems with the grinder. One of the deals is bad and it's not working on automatic with the rotation of the grinder, so we're gonna hook up to this first and try and figure out what we need to do on that.
Let's hook the deal up. Juice, I believe. Like I say, I got that other thing, but because we're getting juice to there. I don't know if
unless it's something to do with the connection coming out of that box, I suppose.
I guess we could try taking that off right quick, and
because it would be that right there, wouldn't it? Because that's where they both.
Yeah.
So unless one of those connections is bad, it doesn't look like those are pulled out.
Well, and this one was, and I cut it off
and redid it.
But maybe what we need to do is,
oh, that pulled off pretty easy.
real easy. So this one, remember this is the one that went to the black.
So you're not getting power from either of those. It'd have to be that deal coming out of there. So that tells you that deal's probably fine. Could be fine then, if you're not getting power right there.
Yeah. So maybe what I should do is take this loose and then try to pull it out a little bit and then see if it will help. Those are probably what, half inch.
So the problem with it is that we're not getting power to the one spot, and that's causing it to not want to run on automatic. So the tub just runs at one speed, and if it comes to a wet spot in a bale, it just keeps trying to turn when normally it would stop and work through that spot. But we need to get that fixed because, like I said, when it's just Dad here, it's hard for him to run this on manual and come stop it every time when it needs to be stopped. So that's what we're working on. We're trying to figure out where where the power ends. Like right now, we aren't getting power to these, which we don't know what's wrong because we did test it. That does work, but there should be power there. So we don't know what's wrong. But this thing doesn't really owe us much. We can keep putting parts in it because this is an 87, I believe is what Dad said. And Grandpa bought it new. It's old, still works pretty good for how old it is, and like I said, it don't owe us anything. I suppose one of your pins in there is bad. Now, so then
One of them has to be hot.
we hadn't moved that since we took the box off, and the box was still working.
Well, why is it showing power here?
I really don't know. So now we're on the hunt for a 30 amp fuse, because this one, the 39, that's the one we normally plug into with those wires right there, and it was blown. We had to replace it earlier, so we're looking for that. Or Dad is. He might have found one because he's coming back, but we're gonna put that in because once we took that box off, for some reason I don't know if taking it off while it was on blew it, but we're gonna have to replace that and then go from there. There must be something to do with having that box off and testing it or something with the lights on, because I don't know if you can see it, maybe if I hold it, but the fuse popped again. So Dad's gonna go get another one. I don't know why it's like that. I don't know what's going on with it. I think Dad's just gonna have to call the one dealership and ask them. But otherwise, I was just kind of looking over them. I think all our other fuses are good. Alright, so now Dad's going to pull the pickup closer, and he's going to test those 2 wires coming out of the box that we originally tested and see if that trips a fuse or anything. But hopefully we can get this figured out soon. Well, it didn't trip when he tested those, so still don't know what's, because he's still not getting power to those wires. So unless there's something wrong in that plug, I don't know. I'm confused as to what's happening. Well, we've tried working on it. We did a few things. We got a 7-pin hookup for there and got it wired, but we're thinking we're just gonna have to redo a lot of the wiring because a lot of it's kind of old, and there's a chance some of it could be shorted out, so sometime we're just gonna have to redo that. I think we're gonna go unhook it and then probably put our quick attach on those 2 arms, and then maybe at least hook the subsoiler up and kind of work on a few things on that while we wait. We're waiting to hear back from a few people on points for it. Last year we had to replace one, and the other ones are fairly worn down as well, so we need to replace those. And then there's a coulter that I may have broke last year. I think it was just set a little too low. There's a time it hit a hard spot and it really pulled down and it snapped it off. We'll just need to replace that too. Like I said, we're gonna go unhook this back over by the grain trailer for now, and then our quick attach is it's right over there by that pole. We'll put that on. All right, so we're gonna take the hydro bed over to this pole where our quick hitch is. We have a chain in here, and I'm gonna hook the chain up real quick, then we'll lift up the quick hitch, and then that will allow us just to back up to the tractor and still be able to have something lifting up the quick hitch, so in that way we're not trying to lift it all by ourselves, because these things are they're pretty heavy. I don't know what the actual weight is on them, but you definitely can't lift them by yourself. And so we found it easiest just to use our hydro bed arms and wrap a chain up around it, so that in that way that much more help with lifting it, and also when you're putting it on, it's just that much easier to do when you have something holding it and not you holding it while you're trying to put it on. Hopefully some of that turned out good enough for you guys to understand, but that's how you put the quick hitch on. So now we are going to back this this up to the shed. We will check the tires on it because I think some of them are gonna be pretty low. Yeah, it's flat. We're done with lunch, so now we're gonna get back to work on the tractor. I'm gonna pull it up here. Well, I'm probably gonna back it up, but we're gonna back it up and then we're gonna kind of pressure wash some of it off because there are parts that are got quite a bit of dirt on them. Right now we're mainly worried about the back, so we're gonna try and get that cleaned up, and once we get that cleaned up we are going to hook the subsoiler up and do a few things to that. Got the tractor washed off. I focused more on the back because that's where most of the dirt collects, but I did kind of go over the whole tractor 1 or 2 times. Now there's a deal we have to put in there to keep the 3-point from shaking up or going side to side. We have to take it out for a swather, but we're gonna put it back in and then we'll go back up and hook the subsoiler on, and I don't know what else we'll do after that. We'll just have to see. So I think this is the right block. As you can see, the same thing's right there. We just need to put it right there and we should be good to go. Got that hooked up. We got to put air in both of the tires on the subsoiler, so that one over there, that one over there. We always had to do that every year from what I can remember, but we're gonna back it up to the shed and then put the air in those tires, and then that right there is the culprit that we need to fix. And then there's one missing there. We think that bearing went out, but we can always take the one off of the part that broke, put it there. So I'm gonna get it backed up to the shed and we'll go from there. Okay, so got the tractor backed in. It was just narrow enough to fit through the door. I just climbed up the forklift and got up here. I believe this is the old one, but that hubcap is missing. So I don't think we'll be able to use that one. We'll have to look and figure something out on where the other one is, because there should be two more somewhere, but I'm not seeing them up here, so we're gonna have to look and find those. We genuinely don't know where those other two, or in fact even the one that broke, we don't know where they are. We've looked everywhere, but it seems they've just kind of vanished up and disappeared. They're not in this little area bay. Don't see them in this area either. I mean, those points were up there. And like I said, they're not up in the storage shelves either. And we checked where we had the shanks before we had the storage shelf. We are at a loss for words when it comes to where these other coulters are, because we know we kept them. We just don't know where we have put them. Should we have just lifted those ones up? Oh, hey. Would you looky there? So then that means the one that's broken is just missing. Well, at least we found those. We can at least get new bearings. I got the coulter pin out, got the blade off. Our goal right now, trying to assemble or take this one apart, and then hopefully the bearing will still be in good enough shape and we can read the numbers on it and get a couple more. And then once we can get these done, we can get this put on. And then we're also wondering if maybe one of the cylinders isn't going all the way up, because we do have one that's leaking really bad. We've been meaning to get it fixed, but we still use the tractor just enough during the winter sometimes that we never get it taken in. And I mean, it still works fine. It's just right now it's must not be going up as high as the other one, but it could probably be fine for now. But now I'm gonna spray this with some WD-40, and then hopefully that can soak real good in there, and then try and get that off. And then once we get that off, we'll be able to get the bearings all apart. Hopefully that'll kind of soak down into, and maybe that can help as well. But that's what we're gonna do for right now. So then we'll try and get these apart, maybe at least, and we can go from there. I think it's safe to say that bearing was already out. Hopefully we can, I think if we clean it up, we'll be able to get the numbers off of it, and if we can, that'll help out a lot. Tomorrow we can call in to wherever we need to and get more of those. We got the first one completely taken apart. I had to finally get a grinder and kind of cut part of the one piece off, and it came off. But now I'm gonna pull the tractor out and then shut the doors, and we're gonna try and run over to the one place in Flagler where we normally get our bearings, and hopefully they'll have some of those, and then we can get those finished up today. Know how I told you it was a tight fit? And then a little bit more room on this side, but not a whole lot. But now I'm gonna shut these doors, then I'm gonna go make a water bottle for us, and then crap. One second. All right, got that door closed. So now get this one closed and go get that water bottle, a few other things, and we'll be good to go. We should be getting there probably right about as they close, but if we can get those today, that'll help us get a lot. We did, and we're getting the points from the same place. I think they said it's going to be about 2 or 3 more days, which no real hurry. The field might not even be ready to go yet, so no big deal, but we do have those on the way, and then those will kind of be, the last few things we need to do. Get the those coulters back on, put the new points on, and we'll be good to go. All right, we just got back. It's a little after 6, so we probably won't do anything, but we got all the bearings and stuff that we need for these pieces, so we'll be able to put those together tomorrow. But for now, I'm gonna call it good for this video. Thank you for watching. If you're still here, be sure to drop a like, and if you're enjoying the channel, be sure to subscribe and remember to ring the bell icon. That'll notify you when I post more videos. But for now, see you next time, and thanks for watching.